welcome back to the Spider's Web, and as you can see it's Mansions of Madness time again, and we're going to be finishing off our zombies. As you can see, the zombies have been base coated and washed. Well, you saw that in the first video. What you haven't seen is that they are now glued to the base, as are all of these small well, I'm saying all, from the base game and the Forbidden Alchemy expansion. The small ones are glued to the base. From the other big expansion, Call of the Wild, they're still off because I've only just remembered about those ones, and I've given them a priming today, so I will be starting off doing those a little later. I will glue them down first and then we can start painting. So what are we going to be doing? Well, we're going to be finishing off our Ujit, aren't we? We're going to be finishing off our zombies. So let me just get some paper towel on the go. There we are. That's sorted. Let's get our brushes out. In fact, I want a brush to apply to the palettes, don't I? So let's get that done. And we're going to be using 3, definitely, possibly 4 colours today. The colours we're going to be using, I'll show you in a second. It'll save any faffing about later. So first one we're going to be using is Dawnstone. But when I say first, this is the first one I picked up, not necessarily the first colour we're going to be using. We're going to be using Dawnstone. We're going to be using Nurgling Green, and we're going to be using Scrag Brown. The fourth one that we may or may not use, and if we do use, it's only going to be for the sake of mixing to make the paints lighter, and I can't put my hand on it at the moment. That isn't it, that isn't it. Where are you, where are you, where are you? Ah, I think you're there at the back, aren't you? Yes, you are. So I found it, and it's Screaming Skull. Oh, the lid's not been put on terribly well. I have to sort that out. Looks like it's all caked up again in the lid. Ah well. So as I say, that's going to be used as like to change the tone of the paints as we use them. But first, we may yet bring some more colours out, but these are the only ones I'm planning on using. So let's get the Nurgling Green on our palette. Let's get a big chunk of that. And what we're going to be doing with that is, in fact, what we'll do is I'll take some of that and put it there. And I'm going to start with the Screaming Skull. And we're going to add some of the Screaming Skull into the Nurgling Green, just to make it that little bit lighter. We may even bring out some pale grey in a moment, depending on how it looks on the model. I have ideas of what I want to do. I'm just hoping these ideas work. So let's get our proper painting brush, and the one I'm using today is one of my new Rosemary & Co ones, and it's a size 0. So I'm just going to rinse it out a little bit and get some paint on it. And move these out of the way. We're only going to be concentrating on one of these models for the video. So let's make a start, shall we? And we're going to just going over on the highlights of this mini. In fact, we need a little bit of water in this because it's going on a little bit thick. There we go. That's better. We're going to be pulling out the actual detail of the miniature with this colour. In fact, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that over there and angle the camera down a touch. That's better. So you can see what I'm doing. It looks as though there's a little bit of... There's one of those wonderful little hairs that just stick out. And there we go. And all I'm going to do is just run some of this paint on the edge of my brush over. In fact, I'm not going to do that yet. What I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to sort the tip of this brush out because it is a little... There's a long piece. That's better. I hope that's better. One of the bristles was fairly long and it was getting in the way and I couldn't get anything coming off the brush. How I wanted it. So we can now continue. That's much better. And we are running. And there was a bristle sticking out as well. Oh. Here we go. So we are just about so I'm not really bothered about getting rid of all the flashing because they're not terribly fantastic minis. I know I really should have done looking at it now because it is actually spoiling the way the paint's going on, but what's done is done. It's waste time trying to take it off now because it's just going to spoil what we've done already on this miniature. Okay, so that's that bit done. That's all we're doing for that. But what I am going to do is going to add a little bit more of the Screaming Skull to the palette. There is a reason for this, and that reason for this is because, as you may or may not have noticed, the eyes are fairly prominent on this model. This brush is a little too big for that, so I'm going to try a finer brush. And this brush is the 3-0. There we go, that's the brush we're using now. And we're just going to add a little bit of a spot of this screaming skull on the eyes. Just like so, that's all we're doing for it. We are not going too much into detail for any of these zombies, because let's face it, they don't deserve it. Okay, so next we're going to be bringing out the Scrag Brown. And I'm going to be putting a fair bit on the palette, and then putting some over here, and taking in some of the screaming skull to lighten it. I'm going to rinse that brush out. Once again, returning to my size 0, we're going to just go over this loinclothy thing. Just like so. You can do a better job of it on the back, because that's basically where the detail is. Like so. Yeah, see, I'm not going overboard with these zombie models. Not brilliant. There we are. And now, just for the sake of finishing the model, shall we say, more than anything else, when I can find the brush I want, I'll cut it just using a dry brush. Now I'm using the dry brush, but I just have to wash it first, because last time I used it I put some of the brush cleaner on it. There we go. So that's that, and we're just going to go into the Dawnstone. Don't know why I decided to show you that one. I've not showed you the other ones after the initial thing. Oh well. And we'll just a little bit of a dry brush over the hair. There you go, and that's our zombie finished. That's all we're going to do on it. So while we've got these here, we might as well just get them done, otherwise it's going to be a fairly short video. So just sit back, relax, and watch these be painted in fairly high speed. and finally we're going to be carrying on with the dry brushing. I just wanted to jump back in now with a little bit of talking just while I finish off. As somebody said on the last video, as I was painting these, that they reminded him of the giants from the anime series Attack on Titan. I'd never heard of it before, or I didn't know the name of it before, should I say. I had seen the I've seen trailers for the live action movie, and I wasn't sure what they were talking about, and then I had a look on Tinterweb and saw saw a picture of them, and yeah, they do actually. So there we are. There is the 4 zombies done. That's all I'm going to do with the actual models. But the next step is one you might find a little interesting, so I'm just going to step away from the computer for a moment. I won't be a second. Okay, I'm back, and what I'm going to do with the bases is to cover it with this stuff, Vallejo's Dark Earth Paste. If I've got an appropriate brush in my little compartment here to apply it with. I think I may just have found one, although I may need a bigger one, I don't know yet, but let's just give this a try first of all. So let's get our brush into this and apply it. I'm going to show you on one. This is what I did, this is what I used on the investigators, so I'm just going to use the same stuff on here so they all tie in together. And yes, I do know that most of the tiles are in a state of my home, but or mansion, hence the reason it's called Mansions of Madness. But I've decided I'm going to do this with it, so if you don't like it, feel free to do something else. Leave it blank, paint it, just repaint it black, do what you wish. Once you've bought them, they're your models. There's nothing written in stone as to how you must paint them, how you must decorate them, or whatever. You do what you wish with them. I mean, obviously if it's a set army kind of thing, then you would do the appropriate colours and make them look uniform. That goes without saying. But for these kind of things where there's nothing set in stone, make it up as you go along. Do what you want to do. Use some imagination. Basically I'm just doing this because it hides the mess that I did around the feet when I was painting them, and it, as I said, it ties it in with the investigators because I did the exact same thing with the investigators. And you've seen me use this stuff for a few different things now. Yep. Hope I've not gone off camera too much on this. I'm sorry if I have. I'm just trying to get it done so you can see what's going on with it. And that is basically, all that's going to happen with all of these minis. They're just going to get painted. I'm going to do the exact same type of thing I've done with the rest of them, should I say. Which is, I'll do one of them on camera, I'll do the others off camera, and then we'll come back and we'll finish all the highlights and everything off. Depending on what kind of character it is, if it looks, if I think I've got time to do them all on the camera, then I'll highlight them all on camera and just high speed it, walk you through one and then just do the others just exactly the same as I've done with these. I'm trying to save time now so you don't get bored. Okay, so that's how they're going to look when it's finished. Once this is dried, we can then go over with a little bit of paint if we wanted to, or just leave it as is. It's up to you. But that is it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's been of some use, and I apologise for the delay in this one. If you watch my new series, Road to Wrightington, or the first episode of the new series, The Road to Wrightington, you know what's been going on as to why it's taken a little bit of time for me to finish off this one. But as I say, that's it for these videos. The zombies are now going to be done. The next time you see them, they're all going to be pasted up like this one, and we can get on with other minis. So until next time, as always, take care, God bless, and bye for now.